You ask a question about Rich Cappiello. It's easy to talk about someone who you believe in, who you've seen produce, who you've followed their life. It's so easy to talk about them. I believe in Rich Cappiello.
You know, I knew at a young age if I wanted to get to where I wanted to get to when I was older, I had to follow in his footsteps and, you know, put that work in, because that's really what it comes down to. If you want to be successful and stand on your own 2 feet and at the end of the day be able to say, you know, I did this. You know, you have to put in the work, and that was what he always instilled in me as a kid.
My name is Rich Cappiello. I'm a boxing promoter, which I've been promoting for over 25 years. I'm cousins of the late legendary Rocky Marciano. When we were growing up, Rocky was a role model for us. They always said he was too small, had short arms, he wasn't big enough, but he overcame all those obstacles. And he had a lot of great success, and that's what motivated us to be successful. And he inspired us to go out there and believe that we can accomplish anything we want in life if we worked real hard for it.
His brother, himself, his family, they love boxing, and it's in their blood.
My brother became an amateur and had a very successful amateur career, and eventually turned pro and had a very successful pro career. And actually, at the end of his career, I actually worked with him and I got him his first world title fight opportunity against Pito Cardona for the IBO world title. And at that point, I realized I had something special in this business, and I knew I could accomplish a lot in the world of boxing. So after my brother retired, we opened up a gym in Rocky's memory in the city of Brockton. Realized my matchmaking ability was pretty good. Just started building, and I started signing fighters and met up with a great close friend of mine, which is one of my best friends, Joe Lake. Joe taught me a lot about the business. There's so much more than just boxing. The business behind the boxing is what you really have to know, and I think he was one of the best at it, and he would educate me on a daily basis. I had a lot of good people around me. I really believe to be successful, you need to surround yourself with good people. And the one thing I've always done is surrounded myself with good people, and I believe that was a lot of the reason for my great success.
I've never heard Rich say, I can't, and I love that. We will get it done. That's what why we get along so good. No matter what the challenge is, whatever we have to do.
You know, he would be traveling all the time, constantly on the phone. This is back when the phone was connected to the wall. So, you know, you come downstairs, feet up, on the phone, talking business, making fights, getting things done. Always boxing on in the house.
At one point, we were doing really well, and we were promoting shows. And I tried to get ESPN, but I literally came to a point where I couldn't get ESPN for political reasons. And I got to a point where it was either allow the industry to control my destiny or create my own destiny. So what I did is I went out on my own, and I basically went to Fox Network, and I basically paid them for a 2-hour show. I hired my own production company. We took the show and we broke it into pieces and literally went out with a briefcase and sold the show in pieces with commercial inventory, and that's how we created the money to cover our expenses to do TV. So our first year, Fight Night New England, I called it, which was televised just in New England, we had a lot of great success, and when I went back to Fox the second year, they wanted to partner up with me because of our success. So we immediately went out and made barter deals up and down the coast, and before you know it, we were showing all over the country, and we created the name Mohegan Sun Fight Night USA, and we became a national brand. And it was that point when I started signing fighters and putting them on national TV on my own network is when people really recognized what I was doing, and we were getting guys in big situations and got us on the mainstream as far as not only just ESPN, but we got on HBO and Showtime. We got on pay-per-view, and that's where all the great opportunities happened. I think my first big moment was doing the last ABC Wide World Sports fight card against Mickey Ward and Vince Phillips for the world title.
Thank you, Robin, and the crowd here at the Roxy nightclub in Boston reacts to their hometown hero, Mickey Ward, as he makes his entrance towards the ring, as he gets his first shot at a title. He's going to try to take it away from that man, Vincent Phillips, the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship, coming up right here on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
I think that's when people really took me serious and really took me as one of the top promoters. I have to say my greatest moment was, of course, retiring the baddest man on the planet. That's Mike Tyson. But I think this is our time now.
You're gonna get Kevin killed. You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
I built Kevin McBride up, and I met Kevin probably 2 years before. Walking down the street, I pulled him over and I said, Kevin, we can make something special happen. The experience when I was at the press conference with Mike Tyson was a great, great moment. I can tell you at the press conference, they weren't taking Kevin serious, and he was being overlooked that day. And I remember saying to myself, I've got one big opportunity to make a lot of noise. At that point, ticket sales weren't popping. The pay-per-views weren't really taking off. And up until I basically stood up and told Tyson was getting knocked out, once he declared war by saying, I'm gonna gut your fighter like a fish, is when all the hundreds and hundreds of tickets sold and the thousands of pay-per-views took off. I've been working with Kevin for 2.5 years. I've never seen him prepare himself like he has.
I'm gonna gut him like a fish. Sit down.
He's focused.
Hard on him.
He's focused, and he positively believes he can knock out Mike.
I'm going to hit Mike Tyson on the chin. He's going to think the whole of Ireland as an island hit him on the chin.
You're going to break your hand. You're not talking as tough as your friend over there with the pinky ring.
I got Mike Tyson's attention that day. Whether it was a pinky ring or something I said to him, something ignited him. So Mike can say what he's got to say, but on Saturday night we'll see. I think he's had his day. I think his day is gone. And I think our day's here to come. And at the end of the day, that was my goal. I had to go in there and really upset the guy to bring out the worst in him and bring out the best in us. So me and Kevin McBride, to this very day, we can both look back and say that we retired the baddest man on the planet.
He's not coming out for the 7th round. It's all over. Kevin McBride has defeated Mike Tyson.
The thing about my dad is, no matter how involved he was with the boxing, he never missed anything with me. He was always at everything, he never missed anything. He took a lot of guys from nothing and built them to something, and you know, they would all attest to that. He still has great relationships with pretty much all of them. They stay in contact. He's like a father figure to a lot of them. I mean, I would remember as a kid, he would actually have his fighters flown in, and instead of putting it up, you know, at a hotel or something like that, I mean, they'd have the option, but he would just have them stay right at our house. When you're a kid, these fighters are like larger than life. And, you know, especially, you know, some of the ones that were like world rated and top 5, you know what I mean? Like, these guys are big deal. So, you know, they're coming over and, you know, they stay over the house for the weekend before the fight and everything. So as a kid, it was really, really cool. But in retrospect, as an adult looking back, you know, that relationship that he was building with them was so important because he's showing them that, hey, look, I care about you, not just as a fighter, but as a person. You know, I want you to be comfortable.
My goal has always been not about myself, it was about my fighters. I always looked out for the best for the fighter, for the best situation for a fighter. That's why I've established so many great relationships with my fighters. At the end of the day, I've always done what was best for them, not best for me. When you do good business, good things happen. And that's how I established the relationship I had and the reputation I had. It was doing right by my people.
We started actually in our younger days as friendly competitors. And then when I really wanted to bring some talent to our team, Rich had kind of, you know, was looking for some other opportunities. And it's like signing up Mookie Betts from the Red Sox. I signed Rich Cappiello to be part of Classic Entertainment and Sports.
When I was early in my career promoting, coming up, there was me, there was Cappiello Promotions, and there was CES Boxing. And I remember Jimmy Birchfield always thinking I was this young pain in the ass that just wouldn't go away. But, you know, as the years went on, we got to know each other. We built a great relationship. And one thing I got to say to Jimmy Birchfield is, out of all the promoters I've worked with over the years, and I've worked with all the best of them, I've got to say that I believe that he was the best out there.
I could never replace the friendship or the talent and wisdom and knowledge with anyone that Rich Cappiello has in this sport.
You really have to put in endless hours to build up your fighters, to build up your promotional company, your own name. And anything you do, you need to get respect. And it takes time to build that respect and build those relationships, and he did all those things. So no, he absolutely deserves this. There's nobody around here like him. You know, he stands on his own 2 feet. He built his legacy, and he deserves it. You know, now it's time for everybody to reflect on it and smile and enjoy what he did. You know, all of us, and I love him, and I'm just really proud of him.
When I retired out of the boxing business, I feel as though I've definitely accomplished everything I've wanted to in the business, and it was time to move on. My son was just coming into a good place with his music, and of course family comes first, and he was always my #1 priority. Am I more of a speed bag or a heavy bag? I think I'm a speed bag because I'm always in overdrive. I'm always seeking out that next opportunity. I'm always working hard. There's no sitting back with me. There's no time to relax. It was always, what can I do next to be more successful? I want to give a message to anybody that was in my presence and worked with me throughout my boxing career. Anybody from a manager to a trainer to a fighter to a fan to production to friends to family. I want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every one of you, because without all of you, I would have never have had the success I did. So thank you all, and God bless all of you.